Hi. So this is just a few thoughts or whatever about Dexter. Usually, I'm not doing a YouTube thing. I'm just sort of scrawling it out there. Um, Now, there was a moment where Claudette shows a newspaper clipping from Iron Lake to Harrison about the um, his actions that were supposedly heroic at the school, that kind of thing. Now, the question is, did the newspaper headline say Harrison Lindsay or Harrison Morgan? Because then how did Claudette find the article? I don't know about that. The When Harrison comes for the second time to see Dexter at Seneca Nation Hospital, I don't know why Dexter didn't just stay there for another meeting with Angel. I mean, what the hell? I understand him going to take the keys from the personal effects of the other patient who passed away, but and he could just hide those, he could just stay in bed and have his meeting with Angel. And then, whenever he's done talking to him, he could obviously say he needs to sleep, but he could have deflected anything that Angel had to throw at him. Especially, I mean, he was coming up with names like Rita, Deb, people who definitely he did not kill, people who are somehow being blamed. I mean, he might, in his own mind, he might be sort of time traveling to what he could have done. I mean, he could have told Rita, "Hey, there's a serial killer on the loose. So when you go to the airport now," as he puts her into the taxi with Harrison, um, if even if you forget something, don't come back to the house. If you really have to come back at all, come to the police station or something. But really, don't come back to the house. The serial killer Trinity that we're looking at has my real name, so he might know where the house is and that kind of thing. That would have been the kind of thing that he could have talked about. He could have mentioned. I think he did mention he saw footage of Dexter carrying Deb to his boat from the hospital. And I mean, I don't know what it means in terms of if you listen to Camille having her visit with Dexter. Dexter is certainly looking to try to recruit um, Deb to come with him. Um, she actually said, "If I'm ever on life support like that, just pull the plug." So he did. There are a lot of occasions where you could say, "All right, story wise, that lines up, that makes sense," but um, I'm not sure how it works in terms of a show. But the but like I said, just starting the shower in the next room and then climbing out of the window. I don't know. That's kind of an old tactic. I'm not really sure that it was worthy of the show for to deal with Angel that way, because then he knows he's got an urgent, immediate problem that he has to deal with. Dexter has left the hospital. Now what? Um, he could have, if he just had that meeting with him, if he just sat in his room and listened to him, heard him out, maybe gave his 2 cents, and then went for a sleep or pretended to go for a sleep. As soon as Angel is gone, then he could do his climb out the window thing and get everything done, and Angel wouldn't know for at least a day that Dexter is gone. Um, but anyway, that was just a little thought that I had. When in Dexter New Blood, I kind of thought, okay, when Dexter or Jim Lindsay takes Maddie Caldwell's body from the uh, white buck that he had shot all the way to his place and to his shack, I'm not really sure how Dexter really got there. I'm not really sure. Um, I mean, he could have maybe walked the highway and tried to get a signal. And I mean, he's going to be walking home anyway. He's going to be trying to get his vehicle anyway. But maybe that's what he did. Drove back to the deer and then drove back home. Who knows? Maybe that's what he did. But the thing is, he could have easily called his then girlfriend, and she could have had an ambulance take him to the very same Seneca Nation hospital, and Maddie was not dead. He ended up waking up anyway. I don't think Dexter gave him any M9 or ketamine or anything else. He just thought he was done when he hit the rock or that kind of thing. But anyway, that could have been. I mean, nothing. He didn't have to even have any interaction. Maybe a little bit of interaction with Kurt Caldwell later on. But this whole thing with Maddie wouldn't have happened, and maybe all the events of New Blood wouldn't have happened because it's he wouldn't have broken his 10 years of no killing. So this is like a drug dealer having gone 10 years, or a drug addict having gone 10 years without any drugs. So it's kind of too bad. The um, uh, and the thing about Prater, even what seems to be obvious, that one great scene where Harrison and Dexter and the new show have walked into the auditing of the class, and it happened to be Claudette's class. Um, well, the funny thing is, Dexter lets her know, hey, there's probably a hook on the end of the thing and whatever. The only thing is, if Claudette and the police don't know about the hook, but Prater actually has it in his display case. How did he know? How did he know that's the real thing, or that's how it should be, or whatever the case may be? So that's one of the things that leads me to believe, yeah, Prater is probably the New York Ripper. That's no matter how nice he is outwardly. I mean, a lot of the characters who are playing serial killers have that niceness about them, and then later on you find out they're not so nice. In fact, maybe the Gemini killer was, for the most part, not especially nice. So, but yeah, I think the voice that is actually heard in class is very similar to Peter Dinklage. I think that could have happened. I also think that a lot of the victims are being cut or ripped at the gut, and that might actually correspond with Peter Dinklage's own size. He might be able to just get them that way. So those are my thoughts anyway about Dexter. I mean, I love the show, even if it's a weak episode or a weak show. I'm still probably going to like it anyway. I mean, it's still interesting, and the actors really do something with it. I kind of hope that even though they're handling Angel fairly well now, I'm kind of hoping that neither he nor Dexter kill each other, and but I think something's going to happen. There is that one shot that we have seen a long time ago that's supposed to be showing Charlie with a gun on Harrison, maybe in the hospital, in the hotel. So hopefully everything works out. But I would imagine you're going to have at some point Dexter and Charlie, as you know, Uma Thurman's character, having a little fight, and maybe both of them survive. I don't know that. Uh, I don't think she should be killed off, but she probably will. I don't know. And of course, there's Prater, and it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. Thank you.